Hi and welcome to the latest of our macrame tutorials. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a different macrame Christmas tree. So this one, we don't use a ring or anything on the top. We're going to use the cord as the hanger, and we're going to use double half hitch knots and square knots, and then we're going to be finishing off with a wrap knot at the bottom. So for this project you're going to need 9 lengths of cord that are 1 metre, and I have got 2 cords that are 60 centimetres. Okay, so I've pre-cut mine. If you haven't already, you could stop the video and get your cords ready now. You're also going to need a sharp pair of scissors, and again for this project I'm working on my cork board because I like to pin it in situ whilst I'm working so I can pull the knots nice and tight. Okay, so I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial and we'll make a start. Okay, so to begin with, we are going to take one of our 60 centimetre cords. Okay, and this is actually going to be our hanging cord. So I'm going to sort of pin it towards the top of my work. Okay, there we go. And to this, we're going to add one of our 1 metre cords with a reverse lark's head knot. Okay, now we need to make sure that we're working with our cords evenly, so one side's not going to run out. So find the 2 ends together, work all your way back, and you will have a loop. Okay, and then it's a reverse lark's head knot, so we're going to put it underneath that holding cord. Okay, bring it over, open it out, and pull those 2 cords through. Okay, right, so I'm just going to unpin that for a minute and make sure I've got this pulled nice and tight. There we go. Now this cord here, as I say, that's going to be our hanging cord, so we don't actually need that anymore. So just leave it towards the top. Okay, so once again I'm going to pin either side of that lark's head knot. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a double hitch just to secure the top. So I'm taking the left cord over the right cord, and then I've got the cord that's underneath now. I'm going to take it over the filler cord, bring it through that loop, and then I'm just going to pull that so it's nice and snug against the previous cord, and repeat that for a double. Okay, right, so now I'm going to take another one of my metre cords, and once again I'm going to fold it so the ends meet, and I'm going to attach it to the left hand side with a reverse lark's head knot. I do apologise if you can hear the rain. Dark dull day here. Okay, so we've attached it with a reverse lark's head knot, but what we're going to do is we're going to do another half hitch knot with each cord from the lark's head knot. So if I show you with the right hand cord, okay, we're going to take it over the filler cord and then through this loop. Okay, and then pull that nice and snug, and that's that one done. And then we're going to do the same with the left hand cord from the lark's head knot. Okay, there we go. And these knots that we're adding onto the cords, these are what's going to give us this nice edging here. Okay, so I'm just going to push those up there, and there we go. All right, so now I'm going to repeat that on the right hand side of this cord. So I'm going to get another metre cord, fold it in half so we're working centrally, reverse lark's head knot, just pull it so it's nice and snug. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. Oop. Okay, so over and through the loop, and then pull that, and then with the other cord, the right hand cord, over and through the loop, pull that there. Okay, so there we go. So we've got the first part of the tree done, and now you can see that here we've got 4 cords. So I'm sure you can guess what we're going to do, but we're going to make a square knot here. Okay, so we've done that and we've done that side. We're going to make the first square knot. So you make your square knot whichever way you find easiest. I always do left cord, make an L, right cord underneath the centre cords and then up through that L loop. That's just how I've got used to calling it, and then pull that tight up there. And then I've got my P cord, which I call it because it makes a P shape, and I'm going to put that so it goes over the centre cords. Then my left hand cord is going to go over the P, but then it's going to go under the centre, and then it's going to come up through the P cord here. All right, and then we're going to pull those so it fits snugly there. Okay, so that's the top part of the tree done. All right, now what I'm going to do is, so that we get this nice edging for where the part of the tree comes in. All right, so for this I'm going to take the second cord in from the left hand side, take that over the first cord, and we're going to make a double hitch. Okay, just like that. All right, and then on the right hand side we're going to do exactly the same. So we're going to take the second cord in over the first cord, and I'm going to make a double hitch knot. Okay, and there we are. That's the top segment of the tree complete. Okay, so now we're ready to start making the second part of the tree, so which is this bit here. Okay, so we're going to first of all take another of our metre cords, fold it in half as we're used to doing now, and attach it with the lark's head knot, a reverse lark's head knot, sorry. So with the reverse lark's head knot, you don't see the cord go over the front, you just see the 2 cords coming out of the centre. Okay, and then just as we did up here, I'm going to take the right hand cord and just do 1 half hitch there, and then take the left hand cord and do a half hitch there. Okay, and then we're going to push those up so you can see it's making the edging of the tree now, and I'm going to repeat that for the right hand side. Okay, so reverse lark's head knot, pull the centre cords through, okay, there we go, Okay, and there we go. Right, so now we're going to do the inside part of this section. So first of all, we're going to start off with our centre 4 cords again, and we're going to make a square knot. Okay, and then for the next row, because we're increasing as we go along, for the next row we're going to do an alternating square knot. So I'm going to split the 8 cords, I'm going to split them into groups of 4, and I'm going to make another square knot there. Okay, you don't want to pull them too tight because otherwise your tree will squish up and it will look all awkward. You want to make sure it's all lying flat. I should have said as well, for this project I've chosen to use the 5mm single twist in the golden kiwi, which is a lovely green shade. It's nice and vibrant, but it's just got that gorgeous gold thread through it. Perfect for Christmas. Okay, so there is that part completed. So if I show you on the made one, so we've now just done that centre square knot, and we've done the 2 alternating square knots, so we're here now. Right, and if I bring all my cords down here, make sure they're all straight and not overlapping, and I'm going to repeat what we did up here. So the second cord in, I'm going to take over the outer cord, and then I'm going to do a double hitch knot that will keep that nice and tight to define the segment of the tree. Okay. Gosh, it really is raining now, I do apologise. If you've been watching our tutorials, you will know that I'm waiting for an extension to be built onto the side of our house, hopefully, which will be next year, and I will have a permanent workstation where I can film tutorials from. So I'm hoping that will happen, hoping next spring. Okay, so we're going to repeat. I'm going to take another cord and add it with a reverse lark's head knot, and then half hitch this side, half hitch that side. Then I'm going to repeat, and then I will make an alternating square knot pattern. So here we go. You've probably got the idea now. But if I attach the cords, and I'll meet you to go through the square knot pattern. Okay, so you have probably guessed now that we are going to go back to the centre, find our 4 cords, and I'm going to be making an alternating square knot pattern. So start with the centre one. So there will just be 1 square knot in the centre there to pull the middle together. Okay. And then I'm going to go on to the next row where there will be 2 square knots on this row of the tree. Remember to try and keep them flat rather than pull the tree too tight. There we go, there's one. next group of cords. There we go. Okay, and then for the next row we're going to have 3 square knots because we can split those cords into groups of 4. Okay, so we're going to have 4 square knots on this row. Okay, so when we've completed this row, I'm going to bring the end of that row in again, like we did here, and then I'm going to add 1 more cord either side, and then I'll show you how to do the bottom. So do that now, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so for the last section of the tree, we're going to do 2 alternating square knots, then we're going to do 3, and then the final row is going to be 4. Okay, so 2 square knots, 3 and 4, and then we're ready to do the gathering hitch knots at the bottom. So do those square knots now, and I'll meet you when we're done. Right, here we are then. We've completed our final row of square knots, so we've got 4. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to make sure I know where halfway is, and we're going to be working our way in with double hitch knots. Okay, but we're going to get halfway from the left hand side, and then we're going to start at the end of the right side and work our way in. Okay, so we want to keep them nice and tight and try and keep them the same size. Okay, so we're going to do 1 and then we're going to do 2. Okay, now on this row we're just going to leave the cords out because we'll be using them for the second row. Okay, so a whole row of double half hitch knots. Like I say, try and pull them with the same tension so that they stay more or less the same size. Not going to be exact, but just looks neater. If you don't like neat, then that's fine, just random. So I'm going to, I've got 2 more, no, I've got 3 more. Then what this does is it pushes the bottom of the tree out to give it a bit more shape. Okay, so that's the first half. Okay, there we go. And then for the second half, we're going to use the outer cord over the other cords. And when we make the double hitch knots this time, we're going to make the cord that's left part of our filler cord. Okay, so all these cords will disappear into this part here. Okay, so you can see actually because you're adding cords, it gets a bit thicker the closer to the centre you get. Okay, so if I show you, so there's one double hitch knot, and then that cord I'm going to take over into my right hand because that's going to become part of the filler cords now. Okay, Now, as you go along, I just kind of make sure that I pull a bit tighter, shuffle it along so it doesn't get too wide too quickly. Okay, and it's a bit of just fiddling them round. There we go, so that all the cords are within that filler knot, with that filler cord. Okay, and then just pull a bit tighter. Okay. It just gives a nice neat edge to the bottom of the tree, and that border then goes all the way around. Half double. Okay, there's a half. So you can see now that that filler cord's getting quite chunky. So I'm just going to make sure that I pull it as tight as I can without losing its shape. I mean, it's naturally going to get wider the further we go into the centre, but if you pull it a bit tighter, it should narrow it just a bit to try and keep it. So, there we go. Got 2 more to do. Okay, and there you go. Okay, so we've done the 1/2. So all these cords have gathered now. So it naturally gets wider because you've got more cords, but as I say, if you pull it tighter, then it will keep it nice and neat. Okay, right, and you're going to repeat that the other side. So you're going to do the 1 row and leave the cords loose. And then you're going to do the 2nd row, but you're going to gather the cords in with your hitch knot as you go along. So if you do that now, and then I'll meet you to finish off. Okay, so here we are. We've got to the end and we've got all the double hitch knots. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to tie the bottom of the tree. First of all, if I turn it over, and I'm going to take, because you've got a big gap here at the moment, which is fine. You could hang a bell or something from there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a square knot just to hold those 2 sides together. Okay, I can push it up just to bring it together. It's a bit fiddly, just give it a twist so you can fit that in. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So that brings that together. And then, just to finish off the whole thing, I'm going to make a wrap knot to tidy up the bottom there. Okay. So if I take my other 60cm cord that we cut at the beginning, take one end and just loop it back about 10 centimetres. I'm going to put the loop towards the bottom, and we'll have this little tail exposed here, and then I want to hold all of those nice and tight together. And then here, I'm just going to wrap it round, and I want to get as close as I can to that row of double hitch knots. Okay, pull it nice and tight so it will be all secure, and just wrap it a good few times. So I think I've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times there. And then holding it all together, you want to find the loop, put that tail through the loop, and then the bit that we had exposed here, pull that, and that will pull the loop in that wrap knot. There we go. So you won't be able to see the knot. Okay, and then you can just do a bit of pulling these cords. Might be easy to do it one at a time. And you might feel some of them just pull, so it tightens the centre bit in. So pull all these cords. 1, there we go. Just a couple more. And there we are. And then all you're going to do is just trim off that little end there. I'm going to trim off that little end there. Now, if you've got some bits that you can see, just tuck them underneath. Okay. And there you have got your Christmas tree. And all you need to do now is decide where you're going to trim these. Any loose bits that you've got, keep them, because you can make feathers or little snowflakes or other decorations. Okay, there we go. And there you have your lovely Christmas tree wall hanging, all ready to decorate your house, ready for the festive season. Okay, like I say, it would look nice with the little bell hanging there. I should have thought to bring one before I started filming, but there we go. Okay, right, if you like what you've seen, click the thumbs up and leave a comment. That would be lovely. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe so you can keep up to date when I add new tutorials, and I'll see you soon. Happy knotting. Bye.